Today we are going to start your Beehive, chapter 11, If I Were You, written by Douglas James. Summary of this chapter is, this is a melodrama written by Douglas James in a very lucid, interesting and humorous way. He presents two characters of same build. The playwright, Douglas James himself, sustained interest, arouses curiosity and maintains the suspense till the end. It is a sensational one-act play with a happy ending. The main character of the play is Gerard, who lives alone in a lonely cottage in a wild of Essex. An intruder, who is a criminal, enters his cottage. He resembles Gerard, that means face there were similar. He intends to murder Gerard. Intruder has came to murder Gerard and impersonate him to escape from the police. That means that intruder wanted to escape from the police and murder Gerard. Gerard is very intelligent and he outwits the intruder. He tells the intruder that impersonating him will not help him, as he himself was a criminal. He was expecting trouble anytime and his bag was ready already. He shows his disguise outfits containing false moustache, etc. That means Gerard himself was a criminal and he was trying to escape from the police even, etc. to convince the intruder. And he tried a lot to convince the intruder. The intruder is convinced now. That means Gerard was successful in his work. The telephone bell rings. Gerard tells intruder that it might be a call from the informer. He proposes the intruder to leave the place in his car. He opens the door, which was in fact the door of a cupboard. The intruder looks in to see what it was. Just then, Gerard gave him a push and he pushed the door of the cupboard and locked that intruder inside the cupboard. Gerard locks the door and picks up the revolver. Then he answers the phone call and tells his friend to send the sergeant to his place at once. Here the reader comes to know that Gerard was a playwright. Thus, the play has a happy ending. This was the summary of If I Were You. Question answers will be given to you later on. And now we are going to start Moments, chapter 8. A House is Not a Home, written by Jan Gaudisio. Summary of this chapter. Chapter 8. A House is Not a Home. This story reflects the challenges of being a teenager and the problem of growing up. The narrator in this story is a teenager who finds it difficult to make new friends and adjust to a new place. He feels lonely and depressed. But soon, his misconceptions about people are removed. After junior high school, the narrator shifted to the high school. He felt at a loss and lonely among new teachers and students. He missed his old school and old friends. One day, his house caught fire. The whole house was burned. Nothing was left. He lost his dear cat too. The narrator went to his grandparents' house with his mother. Next day, the narrator had to go to school wearing the previous day's dress and borrowed shoes just because his house was completely burned down and he did not have any clothes to wear, either he did not have any shoes to wear. He had lost everything in the fire. He was weird, shabby, and felt embarrassed. The news the news of fire soon spread in the school also. Everyone felt concerned for the narrator. They wanted to help him. They gave him all kinds of support he needed, like clothes, books, school uniforms, school supplies, even. Each and everything was provided out of charity. They offered him everything he needed. Their selfless love and concern touched his heart. He was deeply touched with the concern students and teachers were showing to him. He made friends that day. Soon he had many friends. The narrator still missed his pet cat. After a month, when he and his friends were watching his house rebuilt, a lady came with his cat. The noble lady took great pains and found the owner. She brought happiness back to the narrator. That means that cat was favorite of narrator. Now the feeling of loss and tragedy has gone. He no longer wanted to die. He was grateful to life, his new friends, a kind lady, and he regained interest in life. This was the summary of A House is Not a Home. Question answers of both these chapters will be given to you later on. Thank you. Hello students, today we are going to start your summary of this poem Fog and the Tree. Fog is composed by Carl Sandburg. Lines of the poem are: the fog comes on a little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and city on silent haunches and then moves. यहाँ पोएट कह रहा है फॉग धुंध आती है, जैसे बिल्ली दबे पांव आती है उसी तरीके से धुंध भी दबे पांव ही आती है। यह देखते हुए बैठती है पूरे बंदरगाह शहर पर शांत ओकड़ू तरीके से और फिर चली जाती है। That means he is thinking that fog is like a cat. He compares fog as a cat. Fog comes silently, stays for some time to look at the harbor and then the city and then leaves. It has come silently just like a cat. This was the summary of the fog. Now we are going to start the summary and explanation of the tree. Poem The Tree, composed by Adrienne Rich. Lines of the poem are: the trees inside are moving out into the forest that was empty all these days, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. Now, the poetess is saying, वो पेड़ जो अभी तक अंदर थे अब वो बाहर जंगलों में जा रहे हैं। वह जंगल जो इतने दिनों खाली था, जहाँ कोई भी पक्षी नहीं बैठ सकता था, कोई कीट या कीड़े वहां छुप नहीं सकते थे। सूर्य का प्रकाश अंधकार में जहां अपने पैर नहीं जमा सकता था, वह जंगल जो इतना रातों रात खाली था, सुबह होने तक पेड़ों से भर जाएगा। All night the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks in a veranda floor. The leaves stream towards the glass, small twigs stiff with exertion, long cramps bob shuffling under the roof like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. सारी रात जड़ें अपने आप को आंगन की फर्श की दरारों में फैलाने की कोशिश करती हैं। पत्तियां शीशे की तरफ मुड़ती हैं। छोटी टहनियां ज्यादा मेहनत के कारण कड़ी हो जाती हैं। लंबी मुड़ी शाखाएं छत के नीचे इस प्रकार रगड़ रही हैं जैसे वो उनमें नए नए मरीजों की भर्ती हो रही है। जैसे जैसे आधे वो अस्पतालों की दरवाजों से बाहर निकलते हैं। I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, writing long letters in which I scarcely mention the departure of the forest from the house. The night is fresh, the whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room. My head is full of whispers which tomorrow will be silent. मैं अंदर बैठी हूँ, दरवाजे आंगन खुले हैं। मैं लंबी चिट्ठियां लिख रही हूँ जिनमें शायद ही मैंने अपने घर के जंगल का कुछ वर्णन किया है। रात पूरी चंद्रमा दिखाई दे रहा है, अच्छी है रात, चंद्रमा चमक रहा है, पत्तियां महक रही हैं, कमरों में अपनी आवाज भी पहुंचा रही हैं और मेरा जो दिमाग है, मस्तिष्क है, वो उसकी स्लीप आवाज से भरा हुआ है। कल शांत हो जाएंगी, ये आवाजें कल शांत हो जाएंगी। Listen, the glass is breaking, the trees are stumbling forward into the night, winds rush to meet them, the moon is broken like a mirror, its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. शीशा टूटा हुआ है, वृक्ष रात में बाहर की ओर लड़खड़ाते हुए जा रहे हैं, हवाएं उन्हें मिलने को दौड़ती हैं। चंद्रमा एक शीशे की तरह टूट गया है, इसके टुकड़े अब सबसे लंबे वृक्ष की एक ताज की भांति चमक रहे हैं। Summary of this chapter is: Man has made the forest empty by bringing the trees inside the house. There is no place for the birds to sit, insect to hide, and sunlight or rays to bury in the shadows. The suffocating tint growth of the plants, the desire to break the walls and windows and breathe in the open has perhaps forced man to liberate them and allow them to grow into the forest again. That was the summary of both these poems. Thank you.